company. Experience the Catholic difference and join the Knights of Columbus online today. Knights.net.
Join 1 million volunteers worldwide and help end abortion where you live by participating in the March 2nd to April 10th 40 Days for Life Vigil. Let God use you to save a life, change the heart of an abortion worker, and close your local abortion facility. Visit 40daysforlife.com and sign up to pray. Now is the time to be part of the beginning of the end of abortion.
Do you want a faith-filled Catholic community where your child will thrive? Discover Immaculate Conception Catholic School in Denton, where your child will receive the very best spiritual foundation, along with excellence in education. ICCS serves 250 students ages 3 through 8th grade. Whether it's living the Rosary, the celebration of the Mass, or the formation of saints, scholars, musicians, and athletes, Our Lady's School is the place to be. For more information, call 940-381-1155 to arrange a tour or visit CatholicSchoolDenton.org.
All KATH 910 AM listeners are invited to join St. Patrick Catholic Church in Dallas for their Spring Festival. The festival takes place on Saturday, March the 12th, at the parish. Join St. Patrick's for Mass at 10 a.m. that day, followed by a festival on the church grounds from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come enjoy the delicious food, games, prizes, and music. For more information, call 214-348-7380. That's 214-348-7380.
The Guadalupe Radio Network is happy to welcome Pantego Dental and Orthodontic Center as a new sponsor on KATH 910 AM. Dr. Wynn, a member of St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Arlington, and his staff offer a variety of services such as general and cosmetic dentistry, dental implants, braces, Invisalign, and laser pain relief for TMJ, TMD, and jaw pain. They can be reached at 817-274-1825. That's 817-274-1825. It's Pantego Dental and Orthodontic Center.
The Ladies' Auxiliary to the Discalced Carmelite Nuns of the Most Holy Trinity invites all KATH 910 AM listeners to the Lenten Quiet Day Retreat on Tuesday, March 8th at the Carmelite Monastery in Arlington. The retreat takes place from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Lenten Quiet Day Retreat will be led by Retreat Master Father Joseph Van House. For more information, visit fwdioc.org.
Are you looking for a place to get your work done? WorkSuites provides full-service offices, meeting rooms, and co-working spaces for professionals seeking privacy and productivity. The suites come furnished, wired, and move-in ready. WorkSuites is a new sponsor of KATH 910 AM and is owned by Flip Howard from St. Thomas Aquinas Parish in Dallas. Flip invites you to call 888-312-WORK or visit worksuites.com.
Welcome to Back to the Father, a show about the journey of life focused on our final end, which is God Himself, our loving Father. And now, here's your host, Dave Palmer.
And welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Back to the Father, where we discuss a particular teaching of St. Thomas Aquinas from his famous Summa Theologia, written in the 13th century. And St. Thomas Aquinas, of course, is the doctor of the church. He's the doctor of the doctors, the common doctor, the angelic doctor. And so we like to talk about him because he's a pretty cool guy. And pretty much all Catholic moral and teaching is, and philosophical teaching is based on his writings. So we're glad you're with us. We are broadcasting. We're kind of throwing you for a loop today because last week we had to be on a specific YouTube channel, not the big GRN channel, but now we're back on the big channel, and I think we're on the little one as well. We are on Facebook. We're not on Twitter. Twitter's causing some problems, but we are glad you're here. And I have got the entire team reunited. We don't talk about Sam any longer because he's no longer on the team. We love Sam, but he's not on the team. All right? Sam has left the team. But we do have Cecil Anderson, a very valuable member of our team. She wears hats. She wears red a lot. A lot of red.
A lot of red.
Yeah.
Red and black, my favorite colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not see myself in the camera before we just went live, and I look like a red highlighter.
You didn't realize.
You look even more red.
Didn't realize that just exactly how red you are, right?
I'm wearing red.
Imagine if you blushed.
Oh, I do blush pretty easily, and I think I'm going to get very hot during the show.
Yeah.
So
dye your hair red.
Yeah, I think I might be quite red by the end of this. So, yeah, I look like a highlighter.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing?
A red highlighter?
Yes.
I thought highlighters were yellow.
They have lots of colors. Don't discriminate against them.
I just thought that.
Actually, I think there's orange highlighters. I don't actually know if I've seen a red highlighter.
Yeah,
I'm a red marker.
You want to sometimes use red to highlight something, like underline it, but I don't know about like going
Then I'm a red
through it.
Sharpie.
Okay, there you go. I like that better.
There we go. I'm a red Sharpie.
And this is Jonathan von...
Jonathan von Weber.
Von Weber-Hansberg. I think that's the only time I've messed up your name since like the first week where I was like all over the place with it. So welcome.
What's
Good to
going
see
on,
you.
Dave? Come on.
I don't know. It's been a rough day.
Yeah.
We had the car raffle drawing this morning. Congratulations to Clarissa Gonzalez from San Antonio winning the 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLA 250. So that's pretty exciting news. And then she like calls in to CDT like 5 minutes after winning.
That was really cool.
You know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it wasn't you, Jonathan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Biggest reason you didn't win, you know what it is?
Because I didn't even enter.
Didn't buy a ticket.
You know why, though?
Yeah.
Because I don't want a Mercedes-Benz. I want a truck. Because I'm just cool.
Wow.
But if we gave up so you honestly saying if we had given away like a Ford F-150, you
he
would
would buy
tickets?
$500 worth of tickets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to now write an email to like everyone and say we have to give away a...
Yeah.
If you give away a truck, yes, I will.
Does Mercedes-Benz have a truck?
I don't think they do.
I don't think they got vans.
They're not cool
They have
enough.
vans.
They've got those big like multi-passenger vehicles.
I
Those
actually
things
really
are so
want...
cool.
I would want one of those.
Yeah,
those fancy moms.
They should just call it the homeschool.
It's like the
you know?
homeschool glam van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not those big boxy white vans.
And
Yes.
let us not
I
forget
love those too.
Diane Xavier. Sorry, I'm past you guys. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's all
Thank
right.
you very much. All right. That's Diane. Diane runs the board. She produces. She participates, and she takes your calls, which we always appreciate during this program. 877-757-9424. Yeah. She is being blocked by Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg. I just had to say the name, okay? I am so excited about this topic. Now, if you're new to the show, what we do is at the end of the program, we do trivia. It's a lot of fun. And I am stocked and loaded and ready to go, man. I got some great trivia today. Jonathan typically comes unprepared, and then at some point during the hour, he becomes inspired with some trivia, and he comes through in the end,
Well,
right?
you know, trivia, it's never that good.
Yeah, it typically is not good. I got to be honest with you, okay?
He does provide entertainment value, though.
Yeah, he does.
So.
Yeah, there you go.
He does.
That's
yeah.
what I'm here for.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, and thank you, Cecil. Lady in Red.
Thank you.
That song's coming to my mind for some reason. I don't know why.
This is not my best outfit, not gonna lie. It's cold up here, and I just needed a hat, and that's what we came up with.
Yep.
So if you think of every week, we just kind of go to a different platform and just kind of keep flipping around.
Jump around.
Yeah, and then people just have to find us.
Exactly.
You know, it's like
It's a game.
we're out there somewhere. You know,
You have to be really loyal. It's like an exclusive club.
Yeah.
To be part of our show. By the way, it's very exciting news. We have 9 subscribers on our Back to the Father YouTube channel, which probably in the future, FYI, is the most reliable way to find us.
Yeah,
So if you want to subscribe to that channel, that would be
we
great.
are on that right now.
We are on that one, live on that one right now, because that one is in less danger of being deleted anytime soon. Because we don't talk about as controversial things.
Well, today,
maybe we will. Maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe we'll get our first strike.
Something tells me YouTube is not really paying that much attention to
to
us.
our 9 subscribers, which is
Yeah.
mostly the people in this room.
We're called
No, it's not.
We're what you'd call a little fish in the big pond.
But I would
you
love
know?
it if we got up to 10 subscribers by the end of the show. though. That'd be exciting.
We
that
should get
would
little
be.
pins.
I'll
for
text
every
my
time
sister.
We get striked by YouTube. Like I got
Yeah.
striked by YouTube.
Strike one, strike two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three
You're
strikes,
out.
you're out.
All right, so today on the program, we are going to talk about the famous philosopher by the name of Rene Descartes, and primarily focusing on two things. The most famous, I was thinking about this. They say that probably the most famous catchphrase in philosophy, it doesn't lend itself to catchphrases. Like nobody knows anything that Immanuel Kant wrote. You know, he didn't write.
He didn't have the Twitter version of his writing.
Yeah, they would
Descartes
have
was
to-
ahead of his time, man.
Yeah, and I don't think Descartes intended this. Like, oh man, I'm going to come up with this awesome thing, and those 400 years later, they'll still be talking about it on Back to the Father. But I think therefore I am, right? So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so the next slide shows our hero, Thomas Aquinas. You guys see that there? Is that on? Okay, St. Thomas Aquinas, he's the guy, this show ultimately is about God. It's back to the Father. The Father is not Thomas Aquinas, even though he was a Catholic priest, okay? The Father is God. But my whole premise is that the Summa Theologia is about God, sending us out into the world and then drawing us back, and a successful life means that we end up with God in beatitude, united to him. And so last week, do you remember who we talked about last week? Diana wasn't here, by the way, last week.
Yes, Arthur Schopenhauer.
Did you?
Schopenhauer.
All right,
Schopenhauer.
so a little put you on the spot kind of thing. Okay, first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Schopenhauer?
Pessimism.
Yeah,
right.
and also a really weird hairdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got him on
And he
screen
hates
right
women.
now. Yeah, he didn't think too highly of women. He thought, but for reasons that I explained,
Yes.
he didn't think highly of humanity.
And women bring more humanity into the world.
Yeah,
so.
and women lure these men into marriage and
You know.
reproduction, and they create babies and all that. Today, next slide,
gall.
we are going to talk about Rene Descartes. I think this picture I got is
Eyebrows.
actually look, interesting looking dude, isn't he?
He
That
is.
hair.
I
Yeah.
think apparently you just got to fall under certain categories to be a philosopher.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you got to be German.
Yeah.
You've got to have a very, very interesting last name.
Yeah. You think Descartes is an interesting
Descartes,
name?
I think so.
But
I mean,
that's
it's
actually, I think
it's probably more common.
I think it's a city, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Descartes, and you got to have a unique look to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that.
So, like, if I shave my head bald and grew a mustache, I could be a philosopher. Because I'm
Yes, 'cause
German,
you do have-
weird last name.
Yeah,
Well,
there
sorry,
you-
Austrian. Weird last name.
Whoa, that was almost
All right.
dangerous.
I hate to break it to you, but Descartes was not German.
I didn't think he was.
That's not a
but
German name.
It is not, is
And,
it?
and I looked him up, and I was like, where was he born? And it was like, it was either Carte, France. I don't know if he's Rene Descartes, like of Carte, or if he actually was from Descartes. And I don't think the city was named after him. I think he's like, Thomas Aquinas. He was from Aquino, Italy, right? That's how they did it those days. Like Dave De Bedford, would be my name.
But is that where you
Jonathan
were born,
Diana.
though?
Diana.
Wouldn't you be from New
Diana.
York or something like that, though? 'Cause
Well,
you're-
yeah. De Syracuse.
What is my...
De
Hold on.
Highland,
Know where your
Highland
city
Village.
is? Wait, where
was I born?
No, because I was born in a different city than I grew up in.
Oh, I'd be the
the
Dallas
hospital.
then. I'd be Jonathan De Dallas.
Dunedin. Yeah.
Okay.
Dunedin.
All right.
Cecil Day Dunedin.
Cecil, in addition to wearing red and thinking of really weird thoughts, she also monitors her social media. So if anybody is commenting, I'm guessing they have not yet.
We actually are lacking a few friends, but we have Uriah's watching on Facebook, and he's watching
Okay.
from I asked everyone to let us know where they're watching from today, and he's watching from the Dallas Irving area.
All right.
Is
Yeah,
Kevin here
it's-
yet?
All right, so I got a couple of things for you. Okay, you got to go through these slides. Okay, here's I think therefore I am Rene Descartes. You see that? That's on the little spiral binder. It is often known as its Latin term because Descartes did not write in English. Okay, he was Catholic. He actually was a practicing Catholic, and as we saw, he lived in the 17th century. But the Latin version, I wonder if anybody knows this, because it's actually kind of pretty famous, the Latin of what this I think therefore I am is. Do you know what it is? Okay, here it is. I put it up there. I'm giving it away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cogito ergo sum. Okay, I think therefore I am. Okay, so sometimes people will just refer to it as the cogito. All right, the cogito would be Rene Descartes. I found some interesting things. The next slide shows I post, therefore I am. Okay, now the next one you guys are going to love. This one is so great. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay, be ready for it.
Oh.
I think, therefore I've had my coffee.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
That is very true,
So this
actually.
is entered into the zeitgeist of the age. You know, it's like everybody who pays attention and doesn't live in a cave has heard I think, therefore I am.
And even more so the next generation, because I was talking to Dave beforehand, Billie Eilish has a song called Therefore I Am.
Really?
Then where the main chorus is like, I think, therefore I am. And yeah, it has nothing really to do with philosophy, but yeah.
Have you ever seen the lyrics? I mean, because she's kind of a deep
She
person.
is. I can look it up.
Why don't you look that up and see if it has anything to do with it? Now, while you're doing that, I think there's only the possibility of one other phrase from philosophy that could rival I think, therefore I am, as far as like everybody's heard it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What?
What? Wait, I thought you meant that.
No. I mean, there's another phrase that as soon as I say it, you're going to say, "Oh yeah, of course."
What, to be is to do, or to do is to be?
I've never heard that one.
You haven't heard that one?
No. No, we've actually.
That was Kant.
To be is to do.
Or maybe it was to do is to be. He said one of those.
Guys,
Okay, no, it's God is dead.
Oh, that
Okay,
one.
that's Friedrich Nietzsche, and I think that has
that's
also entered in. I mean, there's a movie named after that. You know, that movie with Kevin Sorbo from a few years ago. So I think that. So what we want to talk about in this program, and we love your feedback. If you're out there watching and you want to comment, do you generally have a good feeling about that saying? If somebody says, I think, therefore I am, do you think like, oh yeah, that makes sense? Or do you think it's problematic? I mean, if it is problematic, which it is, why is it problematic? Why is it problematic to say, I think, therefore I am? What's the deal? What's wrong with that? Any guesses? And we'll be kind of talking about this during the hour today.
Okay.
What's wrong with I think, therefore I am?
So, from my understanding, I think it's kind of it tries to just keep everything localized within yourself. So you think, therefore you are. All you could know is that just you exist, and that you can't be sure of anything else, but you know for sure that you exist, and that everything else could just be some sort of figment of your imagination.
Okay. All right. I like that. Yeah. What does it leave out? When you say, I think, therefore I am, what's not mentioned?
God is not in that equation.
Yeah. You're not. You're a cause. You're not.
Yeah. God is not. But he purposely set out, even though he was a Catholic, he was a Christian, he was trying, and I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let me go to the next slide. And you see a smaller picture of Rene Descartes, right? Mm-hmm. And some information here. He was primarily a mathematician.
Ugh.
He was a scientist. He's one of these kind of Renaissance guys that, like Da Vinci, that did a lot and was involved in a lot. Aristotle would be a classic.
Contemporary of Galileo. That's really funny.
Yeah, but that's significant though. So Francis Bacon lived in the 16th, 17th century, and he was all about science. Mm-hmm. Okay, he was like the guy who, empiricism. We need to measure it, we need to study it, we need, scientists, right? And Descartes was a contemporary of Galileo. Now, why would that be significant? Because Descartes also agreed with Galileo on the Copernican model, as opposed to the who was the other one? That the Earth revolved around the sun rather than vice versa.
Yeah.
So Descartes, his first book was him saying, "Yeah, I agree with Galileo," but you know what Descartes did? He didn't publish that book until after he died. Why? Because he was afraid of the Catholic Church, because Galileo,
got put through the ringer a little bit.
Yeah, got put through the ringer, and Galileo ended up apologizing, and many people think, oh my gosh, and I think the Catholic Church was wrong about that. I mean, they should not have pressured him so much. But he also was right after the Reformation, so that's important. And I don't know that's that important, but he would have been a contemporary of Shakespeare, who died in 1616. So
that's crazy.
This is a pretty cool time to be alive, right? Mm-hmm. And so two of his famous books are Discourse on Method in 1637, and this is where he came, he first published I Think, Therefore I Am, and then 4 years later, he writes Meditations on First Philosophy, and then he changes it. He said, okay, it's no longer I Think, Therefore I Am, it's I Think I Am. Okay?
Therefore.
So it was like shaken from her foundation there.
What was wrong with the word therefore?
Well, because it creates a what's the word? Because of this, that. And he didn't want because of this, that. He wants, I think I am. I don't know. For some reason,
It's catchier that way.
Yeah, he catches it. But that's funny because that wasn't the one that caught on. It's
Yeah,
I think therefore I am. Nobody says, I think I am.
I think I am.
I think I am.
I don't know.
Which would also mean
am.
I think therefore I exist. Because am is to be and to be is to exist.
Right.
So he's basically saying, so are y'all, again, I'm not trying to be condescending, but I just want. So y'all don't know the history kind of behind I think therefore I am and how his methodology and all that. Because I hope you don't. Because then
I only know I studied some of it in high school, but it's been so long I don't remember the history. So I'm excited to remember.
Yeah. We recently went over this in my theology class, and I feel like I made it.
And you already forgot it?
Well, it was like 2 or 3 weeks
Hey,
ago.
I've got the excuse of it being like 6 or 7 years ago for me, all right?
Well, I had a big class project I had to work on.
By the way, Victor joins us on YouTube, and he also has to do homework, and he's like, and I was like, well, I guess that takes priority, but he's like, homework and back to the Father, so.
All right, so he's multitasking.
Exactly.
Okay, no, I'm actually happy that you guys haven't heard about this because it's really very interesting, but a little bit more, next slide, about Descartes. He established, so he was a mathematician.
Right.
And so, 2 + 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. It's absolute. It's definite. So what he wanted to do is he wanted, in philosophy, to have something absolute. Okay, this was his goal, is that he also, interestingly, wanted to find a way to prove the existence of God, but he wanted to, because if God exists, he wanted something that he could not deny. There's some truth, because you could say, there's angels, but well, never seen one,
right?
So he wanted to be able to come up with a statement that is undeniable, and so what he did was he went through what he called his method of doubt, and he said, okay, I'm going to eliminate anything that can be doubted. All right, so and he went through this process. So the first thing he said. Okay, and this is, I'm paraphrasing him, but this is kind of how he described it in his book. He said, I look up at the moon, and the moon looks like it's that big, right? Okay. But it's not. It's a lot bigger, so my senses deceived me. And if I put a stick into water, and it looks crooked, but then I lift it out, and it's not crooked, my senses deceived me, right?
Right.
So his first conclusion was anything in sense experience is out. Okay.
Whoa, that's very different from St. Thomas, because St. Thomas would take everything you can see. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
He definitely has that mathematician brain going on there.
Yeah. So now he said, okay, senses, you got to take out sight, touch, taste, everything. Nothing in the senses. Okay, which immediately is problematic, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. And then he said, okay, well, what about, I think I'm sitting down in this chair right now and doing a radio show. And then he'll say, I can't even trust that because I might be dreaming. All right, so how do I know I'm not?
Oh, this poor man.
Yeah, so how do I know I'm not dreaming that I'm doing a radio show? Okay, it's just very vivid. But
Dave, we have to have a talk.
Okay, so you could just lean across and punch me in the face.
Wait, what is the thing? Do you have more than 5 fingers or something like that? Isn't that the thing you do in dream? That's one of the tests people.
Yourself.
That too, but people if you count your fingers or something like that. I watch a lot of sci-fi.
So you can't count when you're in dreams?
Well, you have more fingers or less fingers in your dreams or something like that. That's
right.
I don't know. According to Doctor Who, yeah.
According to Doctor Who, okay, yeah.
All right.
The most reliable source.
Of course.
So then, okay, now he's eliminated senses. He's eliminated, the actually perception of reality because you might be dreaming. And then he says, well, what about going back to math? 2 + 2 is 4. Kind of these absolute truths. Well, he also knocks those out because he said, well, maybe that was taught to me by some crazed demon. Okay, this is actually what his methodology. And he said, so I can't trust that because I can't trust the one who taught it to me. It might have been I was just deceived by a demon or something that taught me something that was really bad. So I no longer can even trust 2 + 2 is 4.
Sounds pretty paranoid to me.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So then finally he says, well, what's left? And his conclusion was the only thing that I can say with assurance is I think, therefore I am. Because he said, even if the demon said, oh, you don't exist, he could, or you exist, but the demon, well, I'm at least processing that thought, that I exist, and so I think therefore I am. So that's Descartes. That's how he came to this conclusion, and he said that's it. That's the only thing that I can know with certainty is I think therefore I am.
Wow.
All right. So.
Ouch.
So what do y'all think of that?
Well, obviously it's problematic, but
Yeah.
I've always seen it because I've talked with several atheists over the past few years, and they kind of use that same sort of argument to sort of say, well, all I know is me, so
Yeah.
But then I think that it can be used as a launch pad to kind of go into explaining God, because you can say that, okay, you know for sure that you exist, and you know that definitely, but then you have to keep going and say, okay, where did I come from? That something else must have existed for me to exist. I can't just spontaneously appear.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So where'd you come from? I guess he's not doing it from that standpoint. He's just doing it from an experiential.
Yeah,
but you're right. But it begins a conversation that could be talking about the existence of God, right?
Yeah.
Now, and of course, he would have been very aware of Aristotle and Aquinas. He lived a few centuries after Aquinas, so he would have known about the 5 proofs and first mover and first cause and all that kind of thing. Okay, so the next slide we have is the problems with therefore, I think therefore I am. And the first one is, does it contradict basic common sense? Does your typical 5-year-old know that there's a
Demon water bottle.
A cup of water in front of me. It exists. I'm holding it. I'm not dreaming. I think that would it. And then the other one that some people have said was, well, how do you know what I is? Okay, how do you know that there's a thinker?
Oh.
Maybe, and I thought it was interesting. One commentator said, what if you just had floating thoughts? I mean, think about that.
Wait, what do
Wait,
you
hold
mean?
up.
We're just floating thoughts?
Thoughts just like float around on clouds?
No, they said okay, the statement, all birds have wings. Okay, canaries have wings. Okay, all birds have wings. A canary is a bird. Those are 2 thoughts, right? But the only way you can conclude a canary is a bird from that, I'm sorry, a canary has wings, is by putting those 2 thoughts together. But you have to have a thinker to do that, right?
Yes.
And so the idea with the floating thoughts is that if those 2 thoughts were floating around without a thinker, well, they have to come together somehow. There has to be like an agent, right? I mean, you'll be thinking about floating thoughts all weekend. I assure you.
Man, philosopher sometimes.
I know philosophers just make life complicated, don't they?
They do. They
Oh
really
no, but
do.
tell me. I'm going to ask you on Monday. So that's did you think about floating thoughts? I mean, think about just the visual of a floating thought.
I just picture them on little clouds floating around in my head, and they just like fall into my brain.
So, all right. So then we have that kind of follows from I think therefore I am what's called Cartesian dualism. All right, and that is that the mind and the body are different substances altogether. Okay, now in philosophical terms, I would say Jonathan is a substance. Okay, you are a substance.
Heard it here first.
But you're not. You're not 2 substances. Your mind and your body are 2 substances. It's one.
Right.
All right, one substance. Okay, an angel, interestingly, is a substance. You think of substance as something having physical qualities.
Yeah.
But an angel is a substance. Okay, but it's just one. God is God. Is God a substance?
Wait, I have a question then. Wait, so then when we die and we're separated, are we still substance?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was glad you asked that, Jonathan. I was thinking about that too.
We're gonna get to that. So, okay, so minds think and bodies take up space. Okay, the mind-body problem continues to be debated by philosophers today. I remember when I was doing these interviews with like philosophers from UD and SMU, the chair of the philosophy department at SMU agreed to do an interview with me, and I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And he said, "How about the mind-body problem?"
Who?
Okay, so I was like, "Whoa!"
It's a problem.
So we're still talking about this hundreds of years later because Descartes, he lived in the 17th century. Here we are in the 21st century, and so we're still talking about the mind-body problem because if you have a thought, okay, are you thinking right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an association between the thought and your body, right? Or is your thought just like somewhere else?
Well, where else would it be?
Like tell me a thought.
I'm hungry.
Just throw.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Yeah.
Well, that's an easy one. You can't be hungry without a
That's
body,
true.
right?
Right.
How
It's very
about
practical.
go.
Cicela's wearing a lot of red?
How would you have known that
Not
without your body?
That's true.
Okay, so tell me a thought. If you want to be sneaky, you could say, I'm thinking of an angel. But the only reason you know about angels is because you heard about them or somewhere you read about them. You did, it wasn't just innate species and somebody, you know.
The monkeys are underrated.
No, they're not.
That's a thought.
The monkeys, the animal, or the band?
The band.
Oh, the band. Okay, then. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you meant the animal.
I probably should have chosen a different band
yeah.
to make that easier
The
for
Beatles
everybody.
are underrated.
I
Underrated.
think that's a creature also.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
are so many bands named after like
Especially
animals?
in the 60s, the Turtles.
Is there a band
The
called
Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah,
Did we run out of
all those other ones.
There's so many.
all
ran.
Okay, so let's move on and talk about Aquinas and his answer to this. Now, of course, Aquinas lived, 4 centuries before Descartes. Descartes was a response to Aquinas and not vice versa, okay?
Right.
But the interesting thing is Descartes is called the father of modern philosophy.
Interesting.
And yeah, so he kind of turned philosophy upside down.
Thank you.
because up to now, do you remember this? Okay, next graphic here. Do you remember this graphic? When we talk about,
yeah.
Oh, you remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the students in my class were like, oh, yeah, I see that about every week. Because now it's related, though, because Plato believed that form and matter were separate, right? So
Right.
remember, you had turkeyness.
Yes.
That's
How
like
could we forget?
You have the perfect turkey.
Iconic.
That's not physical. It's just that the idea of a turkey
Yeah.
is somewhere up in the in the stratosphere, and then you have all these things running around that have feathers and legs and
the imperfect turkeys.
Yeah, but they're just matter. They're not turkeys. They just are participating in turkeyness, right? So you see but then Aristotle comes along. He says no. The form and the matter are together. Okay, so when we see a pen, we're seeing form and matter together. So the form and matter are a composite. And see how this relates because Descartes, like, boom, with the human person, he's separating form and matter. Because our form is our intellectual soul, our matter is our body, right? So for 400 years, everybody was like, hey, I kind of like this system. Yeah, but Aristotle, Aquinas, they make sense. Form, matter, we're a composite. But Descartes' like, I don't think so. And so the problems, okay? And at the very end of the program, the end of this segment, I'm going to say why in our culture today, this is really causing problems. Okay.
Okay.
So you guys can stay tuned for that.
Stick around for another 10, 15 minutes.
Don't go anywhere. Okay?
Please don't.
So Aquinas asks whether the human soul is something subsistent. Okay. Next slide. You see that young man there?
Can I have a definition on subsistence? So I
Okay.
make sure I have my.
Subsistence means can it exist on its own?
Got it.
Okay. So what do you think he would say on this? Can the human soul exist on its own?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what about Fido? See that dog there? Next
He's
slide.
so cute.
He's looking at like, I'm not subsistent. What? Seriously? I purposely picked that one. For
That's
that
really
reason,
cute.
Right? Okay, so Thomas would say his soul is not subsistent.
Right.
When he dies, everything's dead.
Goodbye,
Everything's-
Fido.
Bye. I mean,
Sorry,
the
guys.
soul and they is a composite, but the whole thing dies together. But this causes problems because then you're like, okay, if the human soul is subsistent, then isn't Descartes right? Isn't there a dualism? Isn't there a mind and a body that are totally separate? So what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I mean,
But okay, so let me explain here.
Please.
Okay, so Thomas also says, next slide, is the intellectual soul properly united to such a body? Okay, and he says the intellectual soul in the order of nature holds the lowest place among intellectual substances, no offense, as compared to angels, we're lower. Okay, we are low intellectual substances, inasmuch as it is not naturally gifted with the knowledge of truth, as the angels are, but has to gather knowledge from individual things by way of the senses. But nature never fails in necessary things. Therefore, the intellectual soul has to be endowed not only with the power of understanding, but also the power of feeling. Now, the action of the senses is not performed without a corporeal instrument. Therefore, it behooved the intellectual soul to be united to a body fitted to be a convenient organ of sense. So what Thomas is saying here is that here in this life, the intellectual soul has to be united to a body. Otherwise, you don't have a person, right? Okay, so if you don't have a body and the soul together, then you don't have a person. Okay, but then at the same time, the soul is subsistent. So the soul can live on its own, but in order for it to live here in this life, you have to have a body connected to it.
Well, I thought that the soul can be is a person, but it's the body and soul composite that make a human specifically, not a person. Because angels are still persons.
Yeah,
right?
Angels are persons. Yeah. So a person doesn't have to have a body.
Yeah.
But a human being has to have a body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're right about that. Yeah, so a human being wouldn't be a human being if it wasn't a body and soul together. Okay, but this is where Descartes comes in and says, whatever. I mean, I think
as philosophers do.
I think therefore I am. And I said, like, what is he missing? And you said God, which is true. It's the body. He has no reference to the body because he eliminated the senses. Because that was his first thing, right?
He's just like, let's just knock those out.
Complicated.
That's the first one, right?
I just would love. I would pay so much money to if. I wish, you talked about, obviously Descartes is responding to Aquinas. I would have loved if Aquinas was able to come back and give his response to those. That would have been so. All these philosophers could have gone, done the sandwich of Aquinas, Descartes, Aquinas.
It's
pay a lot of money.
Yeah, it's too bad. They say I wish Babe Ruth could play in the Major League now, but when you're spanning a bunch of time, you can't do that because obviously. But yeah, so you're saying the two of them debate it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been.
I think Aquinas would have won that debate.
Oh yeah.
I think he probably would have won most of the debates, but it would have been enjoyable.
I can just imagine Aquinas up in heaven, right? When Descartes talking about all this, Aquinas is feels a disturbance in the force. Oh no, something's wrong. It's
He's
true.
someone's messing up.
Like something's messing something up. Yeah, I think that actually was what happened. But then he set off. I mean, all these other ones, that we've talked about, like Kant and Nietzsche and Sartre and Hegel, they just have dismantled the whole thing. They've tried to anyways, but I think Aquinas is still holding his own, and he's still being taught and all that. Okay, so the next thing is, you're gonna love this picture. It says, and do you remember this? Do you see this picture of the big pig,
a pig.
and the woman? And I purposely picked this picture because it has a dog. The dog is looking over the fence as well. And it says, whether our intellect understands corporeal and material things by abstraction from phantasms. Do you remember that?
Oh, phantasms, yes.
Yeah.
Do I remember what they are? No.
You don't remember the phantasms?
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
How long do I have to wait?
Yeah, maybe a little while.
Wait, is that? No. Wait.
The phantasm, and I...
Is that turkeyness? I feel like it's not.
No, it's no, but it has some... shoot.
Let me...
please give a definition again.
So the way Aquinas says it is that, and I hope I can explain this pretty well. You got a pen here, right? Got a pen.
Yep.
A pen has penness.
Yeah.
That's its essence, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, no, wait. I remember where it is now.
Okay, go ahead.
I think. Wait. So it's
I think, therefore I am.
it's when you see something and you recognize, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, it's a process. If I'm going to change my analogy here. A dog comes running into this studio, and we all look at it, and we immediately, all three of us say in our mind, "Dog," right? But so what Aquinas is getting at is what happened inside your mind there. Well, you saw this thing, and you abstracted the phantasm, which is the image, because in your mind you have. The concept of dogness.
Got it, right.
And dogness could be a Pekingese or it could be a Great Dane, but you've had this idea
image association with
of a dog.
Yeah.
So what you did is that as soon as you looked at that thing, the phantasm is kind of like the image in your mind of that particular thing.
Yep.
And you abstracted the essence out of it because then your intellect is like, ding dog,
Ding dong.
Ding
Ding
dog.
dog.
That was a little weird, Dave. By the way, Victor
Sounded like ding dong, didn't it?
Victor's a better student than we are because he's think of a turkey. You saw a turkey. That's a phantom, right? So in your head when you think of a turkey. Yep. So he's got it.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Maybe he should be here and you guys, or maybe he should be hosting.
I was going to say, I think we may not pass this class.
One of us is going to get voted off the island.
Oh, no.
Okay, except for Diane. Diane does not get voted off the island. Okay, so anyway, I put this there because this woman sees this thing and says, pig. The dog looks at it and is like,
dinner.
Yeah, that's a big dinner. But the dog can't abstract phantasms. Okay, it sees it, but it doesn't know universals. It doesn't know dogness or pigness, right? That's according to Aquinas. I think it makes sense. Okay, so what does this all mean? It means that the mind and the body are working together for us to kind of come to know things. right? So we have to know things because our mind has to be united to our body. And that's what Descartes separated. All right, so now to get to your question, Senora von Weber-Hansberg, what about the separated soul? What about somebody who dies and we see their body lying there as a corpse, right? Clearly their soul is gone because they're no longer moving and eating and laughing, right? So something has separated there. And this is where it gets a little tricky because it's kind of like this assistant soul, but Thomas asks can the separated soul understand anything? But he just said in order to understand anything here on earth, you have to have a body, right? Mm-hmm. Like what have you ever come to know that didn't come through the body? Nothing. I mean,
would we be limited at that point unless because we
has a separated soul?
Yeah. I mean, the beatific vision, of course, would infuse you with knowledge, but I mean, we're not floating around on Earth, so there's not much else to do or learn.
Well, this is where it gets. Some people would say, "Oh, come on, Aquinas, you're gonna have it both ways," because here on Earth, he's saying you have to have a body to know anything, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, like we've already said, what do we know that we didn't learn through our body? I mean, about pizza or your best friend or dogs or turkeys, right? Mm-hmm. But they're saying, well, gosh, what about my grandma or my papa who are in heaven, I pray. What are they doing? And do they know anything? Do they remember like when they were a child? Did the memories stay with them as a separated soul? Because they don't have a body, and how do they now? That's the problem. Is how do they now come to know things because they don't have a body? Clearly, they don't have a body because the body's here, right? And so Thomas basically says their minds become like angels, because an angel can come to know things without a body, and so they don't become angels, but their minds become angelic in a sense, where they can all of a sudden now know things without a body. Okay, it seems a little problematic, but that's what else is there going to be? I mean, what else are you going to say?
Gotta have a mind.
Yeah.
We got a question from Dottie asking, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but are angels persons or spirits?
Are angels persons or spirits? Well, angels are both. Angels are pure spirit because they're minds. I mean, you could say like our mind is our intellect and our will, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what an angel is. An angel is pure intellect and will, no passions, no, they don't get hungry, they don't need to fall asleep, they don't, no sex drive, or they're just intellect and will. And so but they're all they're persons, but they're spirits. Yeah, and we have spiritual souls. We're spiritual because we have spiritual souls. Dogs are not spiritual because they don't have spiritual souls. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dottie. Mm-hmm. Dottie, that's my mom. Yeah. Okay. So, are you following?
Yeah.
I think so.
So now, what? So why do we? I say we, as in, generally speaking, I think Christians have to reject Cartesian dualism. Okay, where mind and body are separate substances altogether. He didn't want the composite, like Aquinas said, of here on earth, the mind and the body. And also, I must say that Thomas would also say that the souls in heaven are longing for their bodies. Okay, it's not natural for a soul to be separated from its body. And so it's not like, woo, I got rid of that thing, like that ball and chain that was, dragging me down. The soul continues, the separated soul continues to long for the body. So what's the, like in modern day problems, like what would Cartesian duality, what could create? And when I say it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, of course. Okay. So just
I'm going to prepare my, of course, pretend face in case I don't know it.
I know what it is.
Of course, you know what it is?
I do, yes.
Go ahead.
Well, then say it.
Transgenderism?
Exactly. Well, okay, a couple things. Exactly.
Well, it could go beyond transgenderism, too.
If my mind thinks I'm a girl and my body clearly is a male, Well, Cartesian dualism would say, no problem there, man, because you think therefore you are. So your mind is really is one thing, your body's another thing. But this whole thing I talked about with this mind-body problem, like the professor at SMU, the problem is that doesn't really make sense because none of us would say, that we're just kind of this mind and like what's this thing that I'm lugging around? I mean, that I get dressed every day and put in the shower. I mean, this lump of flesh that it seems to be dragging around me. Nobody would say that, right? I mean, it's not, like I asked you to carry a suitcase around all day for no particular reason. You're just kind of carrying something around that doesn't do anything for you. Nobody would say that, right?
Right.
So but that's why it continues to be an issue is like, what's the relationship between the mind and the body? And Aquinas would say the intellect or our soul is the form of the body. And it's a composite. It's one substance. It's one person, and it's together, and they're not separated. Because when you separate them, then I printed this out as well. Do you know how many genders Facebook allows?
Oh, isn't it like
It's like 4 or 5 at this point.
No, it's more. It's way more than that.
Or
I
they
can't
add
remember
in
if
the
it's
whole list of all
82
the
or something
random.
like that. Isn't it close?
It's 58.
Oh, I went.
58.
Oh, I think there was an
Yeah.
8 in there.
So between 82 and 4, you guys got it about right.
I think I was closer. Just one.
Okay.
It's not this was trivia.
So do you want to know some of the genders?
Do I? Isn't it like?
This is just.
Isn't it like Z something?
This is why I said we might get kicked off YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Okay, because.
Uh-oh. Well, that's our show.
I think
so Jonathan's backup plan, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, is us going and sitting in a park and having like a live podcast. So
Yeah, I just figured.
What if the park ranger comes and says, "Hey, you guys, get out of here"?
Being too controversial.
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a few of them. Just kind of nod, like hey, YouTube, we think these are really great.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
just smile and wave.
Wow,
Smile and
this
wave.
makes a lot of sense to have 58 genders, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there
Well,
should be.
Tumblr's worse. I think Tumblr has over 100.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Tumblr.
even better.
Even better.
Okay, so
Smile
you can
and
be agender,
Spare us, YouTube.
you can be bigender, you can be cisgender, which I think is what they would say.
We are.
Yeah, I'm. So that
We are cisgender.
Okay, cisgender. Okay.
If you ever need to fill that out on a form.
Okay, gender nonconforming, gender variant, gender queer, intersex, male.
But wait,
to
what is the difference between gender nonconforming and gender variant?
So are you being difficult? Okay, what is YouTube
I'm
going to think about
sorry.
you? Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
don't
going to get
qu-
us
you-
kicked
you don't-
off.
You don't
I'm sorry.
question this stuff. It is what it is.
They
Okay,
just they
got
tell
it,
us what
got
to
it.
believe, and we have to go along.
I don't want this hater on our show any longer. Okay,
sorry.
so come on.
I just want to understand.
we need a screenshot of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Trans person, trans woman, trans feminine. What else we got here?
Wait, but what?
Question.
Trans masculine.
Oh dear.
Two spirit. Whoa!
Oh.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Two
We
spirit.
got
What does that
two
even mean?
spirits?
Oh, what would Descartes think of that? Because he
I think Descartes would. I would love to have his response to this.
and I'll
Wow,
tell
you
you,
guys.
with all due respect, because you never talk bad of the dead, Descartes really jacked things up.
Yeah, thanks, man.
He really
Gosh.
did.
Everything was going along fine. We had Aristotelian, Thomistic, kind of this things made sense, and then Descartes comes along. Yeah, good Catholic guy. But anyways, so let me. I'll throw another one out there. Okay.
I would like to point out.
By
real
the
quick.
way, if there's the next graphic there shows transgender, trans kids. I mean, this is a huge thing in our culture right now. I mean, this whole trans thing, but it absolutely means that the body and the the intellect. I mean, the mind, the soul are separated, because then your body is not telling you anything about who you are. It's your mind that's telling you what you are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So one other thing, and you wanted to say something, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the genders. I actually recently heard that meme gender is an actually recognized thing.
Meme?
Meme.
Like as in
M-E-M-E?
Yeah.
Like as in the internet memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So what
I
is that?
identify
What-
as that then.
I have no idea what it means, but I one of my friends.
You don't know
told
what it
me.
means?
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Because I think I'm probably pretty much 80% memes anyway.
Yeah.
So
You're all about the memes?
I'm all about the memes,
Yep.
you know?
Okay, so here's another one. Next slide, last slide. Transhumanism.
Ooh.
Do you guys know what this is?
Yes,
I've
I
heard
do.
it, But
my understanding, and I don't know if anybody out there is commenting. You guys have been kind of quiet, but it looks like Victor's been making
I'll
some
have a couple
comments.
comments to read.
Yeah,
in a
my
minute.
understanding of transhumanism is kind of like what Facebook's trying to do. Like my understanding, okay, is that I can create and be who I want to be. So if I want to be a 6'4" Asian female kickboxer, celebrity cook, well then in my transhumanism world, I can be that and then I think there's somehow you can create your own world, basically. Yeah. Okay, so you're no longer, Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg. You're
a turkey.
Yeah. If you want to be a turkey, you can be a turkey. Can you?
I personally want to have a 6-pack and want to be 120 and be able to eat whatever I want.
A 6-pack of beer?
No.
I want to say that.
Oh,
no, like abs.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, now we're talking. You're talking my language.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So you. Yeah.
I could just tell people now, like, I identify as someone who has abs.
Yeah. Do you want to catch us up on some of these comments here?
So, Victor, going back to the angels, Victor said, asked, angels do not have form. They appear in the form of humans, right?
They assume human bodies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're never humans. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
and that he says we are physical creatures. We should act as such. And then that's kind of why I said that some people don't have the same potential of their faculties, because if the intellect is subject to the senses, that's a problem.
If the intellect is subject to the senses, well, what does he mean by that?
I'm not sure, so you might have to clarify.
Let me see.
Also, is anyone else having low audio problems on the stream? Because our friend Mark has talked about that on our Facebook and our YouTube.
Are we pumped up enough, Diane? Our levels are high enough? Okay.
I don't know if it might be something that OBS or the streaming sites are processing for us, so I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, let me just read Victor's...
Go ahead and pop us a little bit higher, Diane.
Okay, that's kind of why I said that some people don't have the same potential of their faculties, because if the intellect is subject to the senses, that's a problem. Gosh, Victor, you might have to, if you want to call in, Victor, and maybe you can explain it. It might be a better phone conversation than 877-757-9424. And Mark, let us know if the audio has gotten better or not.
So a lot of people are saying it might be it might be going on Mark's phone. I'm not sure, but just wanted to make sure. If anyone's having any audio problems, please let us know. Yeah.
All right. So,
but they're using their senses to.
Yeah, I mean,
because
the senses and the intellect would have to be connected. I mean, because for reasons that we've explained, before, because we don't know anything other than through our senses, right? Everything that we've ever come to know has been through our senses, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got an interesting look in your face, Jonathan.
No, I just thought of a trivia question, but it's stupid. I'm just laughing at it.
Is that the official kind of like moment where we transition to trivia?
The moment that Jonathan has a trivia question, that's when we're allowed to.
It's not quite.
Yeah, and he always like downplays it, like, oh, it's not very good.
To be fair, he's usually right.
Yeah, he is right. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks to everybody for your comments and for paying attention during the program today. We're going to hopefully stay on somewhat consistent social media sites going forward, but that's it. Kind of is what it is. And if you're not on our email list, you can email kth@grnonline.com, kth@grnonline.com, and then we'll send out an email every week telling you what the show is about.
This last week,
right?
I will say there was a little bit of an issue, but that won't happen again. An email didn't quite go out through our constant contact. We had some issues, but yes, we'll get it in the future.
Yeah. All right. So you want to transition us?
Yes. All right, it's that time in the show where we're the red Sharpie and the heir to the throne of Austria give Dave Suma to think about, and he gives it right back.
Oh, wow. The red Sharpie. the heir apparent to the throne of Austria.
The heir to the throne of Austria. I wrote that one out even. I had a script and everything.
Nice.
Thank
we
you.
should have an animation of a red Sharpie and like a prince kind of like.
I'm not going to dress up as a red Sharpie every week, guys.
Yeah. It'd be kind of fun if you did the yellow color next week.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of that yellow Sharpie. I mean,
and then do black and then kind of go through all the different Sharpie
go
colors.
through all the, I mean, I'm thinking more like the highlighter.
Oh,
I don't know if there's a yellow, maybe a yellow Sharpie.
Pink and orange. So,
Okay, who's going to go first? Jonathan, let's
get yours over.
Yeah, get yours over with because
It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet.
I have such. It's not ready yet. What?
Is it still cooking?
Yeah, it's still baking right now.
Okay, it's not ready. It's okay. I'm just gonna let that one slide.
All right.
Okay, Sissel, all eyes are on you.
Oh dear. All right. So last week we did saint quotes, but we're gonna do it
Yes, we
again,
did.
but with some modifications because there were complaints.
Yeah, there were.
From the peanut
Yeah.
gallery.
Yeah.
So I have.
And we wanted to know the list of them ahead
Yes.
of time.
People-
So
have
I'm going to
spoken.
give you 5 saint quotes.
Okay.
And you have to match them with the 5 saints.
Okay, so
All
I'm
right.
gonna write them down.
Yes. So I'm going to give you the 5 saints now.
Okay.
Saint Faustina.
Okay.
I should say holy people quotes because not all of these are saints. Some most of them are, but actually Pope Leo the 13th.
Okay, Leo 13. Not a saint.
Not
but
a saint.
Should be.
But should be. Hopefully will be. Saint Augustine
Okay.
or Augustine, depending on what you say.
Okay.
Saint Teresa of Avila
Okay.
and Saint John Chrysostom.
Ooh, Chrysostom, you mean?
Chrysostom. Is that how you say it? I always say Chrysostom.
I say Chrysostom too.
Oh.
I don't know. You may be right.
I heard a
mean,
Ukrainian guy
Look at
say it,
Star-
so
Yeah.
I figured you knew.
All right.
Okay, so the first quote is
Temperance is a disposition that restrains our desires for things which is a base to desire.
whoa.
Sorry, I messed that up a little bit. But temperance is a disposition that restrains our desires for things which it is base to desire.
I'm like 90% sure I know who this is.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. It's between.
It's
two
yeah,
of them.
it's down between two of them.
All right, I want to know.
Okay, so do we just okay?
guess.
Okay, I'm down to Chrysostom or Augustine.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm gonna ultimately go with Chrysostom. What do you think? It's one of those
It's
two.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say Augustine because I go against Dave.
All right. Jonathan is right.
Oh man. Okay.
All right. I just realized that this game has a flaw and that the last question you're going to know who.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, at least I'll get
I
one
should have thrown
right.
in a couple of red herrings, but I'm going to perfect this
You
trivia
need to throw
question.
in one more name.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like one more
You
thing.
know.
Now,
Yeah,
let's just we're going to throw in Mother Teresa in there now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
okay, that's good.
But I swear in a few weeks I'll get this game down.
Yeah. Third time's the charm.
Of course. Okay. So St. Augustine is off the
He's
board.
off,
Or
yes.
unless I have a second quote by him.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Unlikely.
Our body has this defect that the more it is provided care and comforts, the more needs and desires it finds. I like this quote, by the way, a lot. Our body has this defect that the more it is provided care and comforts, the more needs and desires it finds. I feel like this quote is made for today.
Yeah. I'm between Teresa of Avila and John Chrysostom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we're
well,
thinking
then
alike.
split the road, guys.
Okay, you got to go first this time.
Okay, so I don't know if I want to give away the reasons why I think who it is, because then it might
All right.
tip you off. But I think it's Saint Therese.
Okay. I'm going Chrysostom.
Jonathan for the win
yeah.
again.
Really?
You know why? She said she liked it a lot. I know she likes Saint Therese.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
she used a softer voice.
Oh, did she?
You
Gosh,
did.
I gotta do an
Wow.
accent or
You
something.
did that
so
last
that
time too. And it
Oh,
was
come
like,
Yeah.
on.
use it.
All right.
She's
I
like,
need-
well, you know. yeah.
All right. Well, I got to come up with an accent to do for each of these. I got to read them all deadpan. All
Or
right.
like a Scottish or something.
So if I want to even tie, I got to get both of these right.
Yep.
And Jonathan has to get both wrong. Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Moreover, Christians are born for combat, whereof the greater the vehemence, the more assured, God willing, the triumph.
For the third time in a row,
Yeah,
I'm going to say
Chrysostom.
Chrysostom. Eventually, I'm going to get it right. Yeah.
You're
Chrysostom.
both wrong.
Whoa!
Also, I totally realized mid-reading that I used this quote last week.
Oh, is
Y'all
that
didn't
Faustina?
remember. No.
Oh, Leo the 13th.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
I
So
also
that was Leo the 13th. Okay.
that was Leo the 13th.
So
and
I've guessed Chrysostom every time, and it's always been wrong.
Well-
Eventually, I'm going to get it right. Okay.
Wait,
But
how many
if
more do we have left?
There's two more.
There's two more, but to
really,
be
really
fair-
only one.
Yeah.
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 It has something to do with divine mercy.
I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy
Go with
because
Faustina.
it's a modern and a really, or not modern, but a newer and a really old
Yeah,
Saxon language. You'll be
yeah.
able to tell
All
that.
right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you would rise, shun luxury, for luxury lowers and degrades. If you would rise, shun luxury, for luxury lowers and degrades.
I'm between Chrysostom and Faustina.
Oh, exact same.
Okay. You want me to go first? Okay. I'm going to go with Faustina. Because I've done Chrysostom every time. Wouldn't it be ironic if finally I don't say Chrysostom and it's him?
I'll say Chrysostom just
Okay. Did I get it wrong again? Oh, man. I
Chris
got every single one wrong. Oh,
That was
my
really
God.
funny.
I have a wild guess that the next one is Saint Faustina.
Yeah, it's going to be like, for the sake of his sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Oh, man.
Wow, Jonathan, that was really good, except for the one that you both got wrong.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well,
Very good.
Jonathan, gosh, wow.
He's trying to make up for the fact that his trivia is usually not that great.
Yeah,
So.
and okay.
Don't just keep bringing that up.
Speaking of bad trivia, is it cooked? Is it ready?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's more of a joke that I heard, but
Oh dear. All right, we'll take it.
Okay. So, is there anything that we are like competing with, or
no.
Okay.
you're just gonna tell a joke? Jonathan,
I just thought of it. I was trying to think of a way that I could
make it into a trivia question. Okay, we'll go ahead and do a moment of levity with Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg.
But I can't think of the.
Can that be a new segment? A moment of levity.
I'm moving on to mine.
Well, I can't.
Do you want to close the show with it, and then give you enough time to think about it?
Okay, hold on. Let me get my phone out. And I have to figure out this is another philosopher's name that I need to know for this to work. So you can continue.
Okay, I'm going to do my trivia. Okay.
Okay.
This one, I'm really excited about this.
Oh boy.
Now, don't say anything right off the bat. Okay. Keep quiet for a moment here. This is going to be. Okay. I'm not even going to tell you the category yet because you guys are going to want to say something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a category.
Okay.
And Sissel's going to go first.
Okay.
And you have a chance to say something. I have 12 things listed, okay?
Okay.
And then Jonathan, and then Sissel, Jonathan, we'll go back and forth, okay?
All right.
To see who gets most of the people on this list. Okay? If you get, now 12, it could technically be 6 to 6, but I doubt you're going to get them all. All right? And so don't scream them out because we got to make it kind of orderly, all right?
Okay.
And here's the category, and it has to be the 12 on my list. Okay, it's because if you can think of somebody else, it doesn't
Do
matter.
we only get to guess one each time?
Yeah, one
Okay.
each time. Okay, famous French saints. Famous French saints, and so because Rene Descartes was French.
Yeah, okay.
So
Oh, I
Saint Little
really.
Flower.
Wait.
no, Diane, you wait. Okay, should Diane be in?
Oh, she can be. Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Diane, you totally broke protocol there. But well, who did you say?
Saint Therese Little Flower.
Okay, so Diane, we're going
course she
Diane,
did.
Sissel, and then Jonathan. Okay, so Diane.
Okay, I really hope I don't have this wrong in my head for mine. But okay, you ready?
And by the way, these 12 are all really well-known saints.
So
nobody's obscure. Okay,
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
so wait,
I'm ready.
Hold on. So Diane got Therese of Lisieux. Okay.
Joan of Arc.
Okay, Saint Joan of Arc for Sissel.
Yes.
Okay, now
That might be my first and last after Therese.
Seriously.
Oh, hold on. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Saint
Oh no.
Pierre. No, wait.
Deschardins.
I know there was a king, Saint Louis, Saint King Louis the.
Close enough.
Okay.
The guy who the city of St. Louis is named after is St. Louis the Ninth.
Ninth. Okay.
Okay, so Jonathan gets St. Louis the Ninth. He's I wonder if does the woke crowd know yet that city was named after a Catholic saint? Because
Probably not yet.
I bet you in our
They
lifetime.
tried to take down a statue.
Yeah, they tried to take down a statue. Okay. Oh yeah, look at Victor is still commenting.
He's trying to figure out the wording so that we understand what he's trying to say.
Oh,
a
okay.
little better.
We'll come back
trivia,
to that.
we'll come back to it.
Okay, so
it's Diane's turn
Therese
now.
of Lisieux, Joan of Arc, St. Louis the Ninth. Diane, famous French saint.
Saint Bernard of Clairvaux.
There you go,
Diane.
Diane.
I was gonna say.
Diane for the win. Founder of the Cistercians.
Oh
Good.
no, I don't think this
See,
guy's.
Diane
I
just
don't know
snuck
if
her
this
way
guy-
into this game, and she's going to clean y'all's clock right
I'm
now.
just gonna listen. I just want to throw out there that it's okay to be wrong in life.
Good timing for that. Yeah. Some of these, I'm going to say, you're going to be
French.
like, of course.
This name sounds French. I'm going to assume, but I don't actually remember his background. So Saint John Vianney.
John Vianney, very good. Yes. He's the patron saint of all parish priests.
Yes.
Okay. Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg?
I do not know very many French saints.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
This is wrong, but it's a chance.
It's a guess.
Saint Alphonsus, Liguori.
Liguori?
Oh, that's a good guess.
Italian.
Yeah,
Sounds
no,
like that.
he was not French. Yeah, okay. Diane, do you know another one? You're not looking it up on. Okay. Diane's like doing a search.
She's like,
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Diane, are you spent?
St. Louis de Montfort? I don't know.
I can't believe we both forgot that.
Then
But wait, but I just thought of one. I'm so proud of myself right now.
Okay, say St. Louis de Montfort.
Man.
Okay, so Diane was St. Louis de Montfort. He's the
guy.
consecration guy,
Yeah.
right? Very good, Diane. Okay.
Saint Bernadette from Our Lady of
Subaru,
Lourdes. Subaru,
yes, exactly.
Lourdes. Lourdes
All
in France.
right.
Hello.
Yeah, now it gets a little more difficult
Oh
now.
no, I'm kind of out of ideas
No,
now.
but there's still, I mean, like ones that when I say, you'll say, oh, of course. I mean, you may not 100% know they're French. Okay, Jonathan.
That's the thing is, I think we're getting to the ones that I don't remember.
We're just about out of time here, so we're going to have to go to the lightning round.
Oh no.
You got 5 seconds.
Okay, I yield
Okay,
my time.
at this point, you just scream them out. There's no order.
There's no, what's his name? Hold up. Isn't one of the Francises is we already did all the France did we do Francis?
What?
Francis de Sales. Did we say him already?
Francis de Sales. Very
yes.
good. Sissel has taken the
Francis.
lead with 4. Diane has 3. Jonathan has 2.
I think
I have 2?
You got 2, yeah. Yeah, you got St. Louis
He
the
doesn't
9th.
remember.
And you got...
I thought I only got 1.
Oh, wait.
It's the
you're right.
throat saint. The throat saint. Isn't he French?
Blaise? Blaise?
Is he French?
He's not on here, but...
He's not on here.
Wait, can I find out so I know if I'm right? Hang on a
okay,
second.
so, Diane, any we're not going to let Sissel walk away with this one, are we?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
What was her name? St. Margaret
No,
Mary
he is not
Alacoque?
French.
Oh, wait.
Wait, which one?
Is her St. Margaret Mary Alacoque?
Whoa, Diane for the win.
I got
No,
one. It's obscure, but I got it.
What?
St. Hubert.
No.
He was born in France.
Was he actually?
But remember, it had to be one on my list.
Oh, okay.
So Diane and Sissel are now tied.
there-
The next one of you to say a saint on my list from France is the winner. Okay.
No, that's Italian.
Okay.
Wait.
So and
It's
some
hard.
some of these you're going to say, oh,
Maria
of course.
Gretti. That's Italian, right?
Very,
Yeah, I think
very
Maria
well-
Gretti.
Yeah, it's Italian.
That's
She's
Italian.
Italian.
She's Italian,
yeah.
right?
Maria
Okay.
Gretti is Italian.
Shoot.
Okay, in the meantime, Victor said, Catechism of the Council of Trent, man's soul he created to his own image and likeness, gifted him with free will, and tempered all his motions and appetites so as to subject them at all times to the dictates of reason. But it says this about man before the fall, I think. It meant something along these lines. The whole before the fall, after the fall thing is complicated because Adam and Eve would not have had they had total integration between their reason and their sense, their passions before the fall. So they would have been. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I keep thinking.
I think I have one.
I'm going.
Wasn't
Okay, you're not even in the game any longer.
Wasn't St. Patrick from France?
No, he's from
Saint-
Britain.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, wait. Oh.
Yeah,
I don't think this is the one on your list, but I'm going through all like the parishes and the DFW, dioceses,
Okay. That's
a good idea.
Okay.
So Martin of Tours.
Yes.
Wait, is it on your list?
Yes, it is. Right
Yes!
there. Number 5. All right, Diane,
Thank you,
we
Martin
have
of Tours
some
in Forney,
nice
Texas.
partying gifts for you. Congratulations, Jonathan. You get nothing. You get to tell a joke, okay? If it's the timing is right. Okay, here's the last ones.
Oh, okay.
You ready? What?
De Porres.
DePorres?
Martin de Porres.
DePorres? Was he?
No, I think that was like Spain or something, but he's not on the list. Saint Vincent de Paul.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of obscure.
I
Not
kind of
like every
forgot
pin-
he was French. That's
Yeah,
really
Saint
funny.
Vincent de Paul, Saint Catherine Labouré
Oh yeah, that's
with the miraculous medal.
Yeah, very French.
Okay.
Very French.
Diane got Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque, and final one. Yeah, you may have heard of these guys. They're on the church calendar every year. The Jesuit missionaries.
Oh yeah.
Saints Isaac Jogues and Jean de Brebeuf.
The only I would not remember their names, but I do. One of the All Saints parties I've been to, some little boys dressed up as them.
Oh
It was
yeah,
really cute.
yeah. So there's a lot of French saints.
There are.
Okay, and
Oui, oui.
I think I don't know. I think Teresa's parents are canonized, aren't they? So
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they would have
the
been.
Martins,
Yes, the
Zelly
Martins,
and,
Zelly and whatever.
yeah,
the other one's
Zelly.
names. Zelly's the one that always sticks in my
what's
brain.
her dad's name?
Hold on.
Zelly's the one. She died.
Saint.
Okay, do you want to tell your joke, Jonathan?
I couldn't find the.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, hey, thanks everybody for watching. Victor, I'll do some digging on your comments, and we'll maybe bring that back up next week. Thank you for your comments, and everybody, Mark and Dottie and everybody else who was with us during the program. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week for the next Back to the Father. You got it? Okay.
Got
see
it.
ya.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for Back to the Father. And don't forget, the glory of God is the human person fully alive. If you have comments about the show, email Dave Palmer at grnonline.com.